For more information, Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole enjoy fun with the Salt Dog. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Basketball homer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching and youth basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming next from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
That's right. Welcome to it on a Tuesday. Shootout with Strick comes your way in just about half an hour or so.
30 on the line.
30. Yes, sir.
$30.
Mm-hmm.
Not 15.
Nope.
That's a meal for you and the honey. You can go in there and have a meal, have a couple brews, and an appetizer.
It does.
You win it today.
Win it today. Use it today. Because starting tomorrow, Mary Ellen's back open for you. Proud sponsor of our show.
Proud sponsor of our show, Mary Ellen's. I think I may pop in on them this week.
Ooh, nice.
After having the ribs fall off the bone, I'm gonna pop in this week.
These S'moreos aren't replacing Mary Ellen's, are they?
No.
Want to hold those up for the camera?
Just
so
the creativity. The creativity, man. I just don't. You gotta, shout out to Nyla Boo. Nyla Boo,
thank you.
Long time listener of all things The Ticket. Nyla Boo brought these in here and dropped it like it's hot on us. I'm gonna take some of them home to put some almond milk to them.
Ooh,
yeah.
You're an almond milk guy.
Yeah. Kind of strayed away from the dairy. Kind of doing some research. All right, we ain't gonna get that. Let's go.
We're gonna get into it because we don't have much to talk about this first segment. Went along with the guys from Happy Hour. Growing up with me and two younger brothers, my family would buy 6 gallons of milk a week.
Yeah.
Went through it.
Yeah. Did you do vitamin D, 2%?
We were a skim family.
You guys were a skim family. Yeah, I pretty much downgraded to skim too.
My wife is a big 2%. So obviously, you have that at school for the most part. So that was an adjustment to get back used to, some actual like fat in the milk. It was a little weird.
Yeah. And you can't tell the difference.
Oh, big time.
You can tell.
Never had almond milk. Never had.
I don't do soy.
Soy, no.
I don't do that. Soy,
coconut, no.
Soy takes out the, kind of the. It does a little estrogen kind of replacement in your testosterone, especially as you get older and you're already starting to go down in that as you continue.
Don't need any help sliding.
I don't need any help in that. No, I mean, and that's where you get that thing where they talk about soy boys and stuff like that. Is because you kind of start to lose a little bit of your extra testosterone.
You're eating healthy, but you're no soy boy.
Yeah,
we know
no
that.
soy boy.
Good stuff here. We're done talking about milk. We'll talk NBA and some Husker football. Also Husker baseball with Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. We'll call him up after this.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
Nebraska's favorite vape shop,
Generation V.
providing friendly, personalized service and the largest selection of vaporizers and e-liquid flavors in the state.
Generation V.
Generation V will beat or match any local competitor's price. With a huge selection, great service, and the lowest prices, Generation V is your one-stop shop for all your vaping needs.
Generation V.
With 4 Lincoln locations. Visit us on the web at generationv.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
Some kids worry about making the sports team. Others worry about where they'll sleep tonight. In Lincoln, 300 kids are in need of a safe and loving home. Cedars is here for them, but we do need your help. A gift to Cedars makes an immediate impact on Lincoln's kids. And on Give to Lincoln Day, your gift goes even further. I'm Jim Blue, president of the Cedars organization, and I'm asking you to go to givetolincoln.com to make your gift to Cedars and support Lincoln's kids today.
Dive into good times and great savings when you take advantage of the above-ground swimming pool sale happening now at Bonzal Pool & Spa. All in-stock swimming pools are 50% off through the end of May while supplies last. You don't want to miss out on this hot deal. Visit our showroom at 33rd and Pioneers today. Learn more about the promotion at bonzalpool.com. Bonzal Pool & Spa, every day made better.
Motor Food is Lincoln's hardest rocking food truck and cafe. Motor Food creates old school comfort food with a 21st century twist and lots of rock and roll attitude. Try the barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese, the grilled chicken Firebird sandwich, a 100% all beef split grilled hot dog, and any version of their funky fries. Stop by the cafe just behind Outback Steakhouse on 48th Street or catch the food truck out and about all spring and summer. Check out their menu, order carryout, or schedule catering at motorfoodtruck.com.
It's May, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Moen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Sandhills Globe is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at premierdw.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Partly sunny skies developing by this afternoon. It will be seasonably warm with a high of around 83. Southeast winds at around 10 to 20. Overnight mainly clear, low down to around 57. Touch on the warm side tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds late with a high up to around 86. I'm meteorologist right for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right, back here on the block, joined a day early at 2:30 by Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Evan is going to be busy tomorrow covering Husker baseball in the Big Ten tournament. Evan, how was your weekend?
Hey, it was great. Yeah, beautiful weather, little lawn work. Can't beat it.
Heck yes. Well, hopefully the lawn work is done at TD Ameritrade Ballpark, Charles Schwab Field up in Omaha, given that they're playing games on it already. Iowa jumps all over Michigan, a 13-3 win up there. But Nebraska goes there tomorrow in the 4-5 matchup against Rutgers. What do you make of the bracket? The Huskers is the 4 seed and how it's set up for them in Omaha.
Well, I think it's a really interesting first matchup. I mean, you get the later start, which is a little interesting. I suppose you could consider that an advantage with Nebraska trying to get Bryce Matthews up to full health and having its starters rested. But I think it's two teams that are really pretty similar. You kind of can go down the list with what Rutgers has done, and they're pretty balanced. Like it's hard to find an area to say that they're really good in this area or they're really bad in that area. Like they're just solid across the board. And I think that's something that Nebraska has prided itself on too. So, when you have two teams that are balanced that way, sometimes it's the little stuff that makes the difference. Maybe it's the crowd, maybe it's just the hits with runners in scoring position. I think that two starters are pretty interesting. Rutgers starter Christian Capella is an all Big Ten guy. He was a guy who basically captured that Friday role midway through the season and has run with it. So, I think that part's interesting. And then even just sort of the motivations of each team, where you've got Nebraska that missed out last year that feels like it can make a run this week, and Rutgers on the other side that was an NCAA tournament snub. They lost in the conference finals. So I think it's going to be fun. I think it'll be a close game. And again, how you start in this thing is so important because it sets up the rest of the tournament. So, whoever wins that opener, I think you got to give a puncher's chance to win this thing in the end.
The second round matchup would most likely be then with number 1 seed Maryland. Nebraska took 1 out of 3 from the Terps, but we know who Nebraska's, top 2 guys are. We know that it's Emmett Olson and Jace Kaminska for the first 2 games. Say Nebraska's still kicking for a third, potentially 4th, 5th game. Is that a lot of bullpen days? Do you give someone, a chance to prove that they can be, a 5-6 inning type of starter? What's the pitching plan for this weekend up in Omaha?
Yeah, you're right. It'll be Olson, Jace Kaminska, and if Nebraska's playing beyond that, for a game or 2 or 3 or whatever, it's going to be sort of their approach from maybe the last 4 to 6 weeks, which has been Will Walsh, unless you need him earlier in the series or in the week, and then you go with somebody else. So I think it'll really just depend on how it turns out. And there have been games where they've needed Will Walsh, maybe in the game 2 or in long relief or something like that, and he's come in, and so they have had to go a different way. If that's the case, I mean, you could go to Jackson Brockett, who started last weekend. You could go and tap one of your 5th-year seniors. I mean, Shea Shanneman has been a starter and a pretty good one in the past. Kyle Perry has been hot lately. That's somebody else that you could look at. So, yeah, I mean, it could be sort of an opener situation or where you piece it together. But it is a little different from what a lot of the Big Ten schools have, where for the most part, if you're in this tournament, you have 3 established guys in your rotation, and then you sort of go from there. Nebraska doesn't necessarily have that luxury. And if you sort of play it out to the end of the weekend and you think, okay, they play Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday after that, right? Like it's going to be harder if you're playing on Wednesday as opposed to Tuesday to bring back your ace later in the week too. So it's definitely a challenge. I think it's that time of year, and Nebraska said it a lot, where you have to rely on guys maybe that you don't rely on during the season. So maybe it's a week where Drew Christo steps up big, or Brett Sears or someone like that. So I think for Nebraska to get to where it wants to go, you're probably going to have to see a name or two emerge that just hasn't maybe had as many high leverage roles to this point.
We're talking about the pitching, and Evan, that's something that I remember when we talked before the year, that was the thought on Nebraska, that the pitching was going to be really good. It's been the offense, with that flip-flop there where it's been the offense that's been more successful overall than the pitching. How do you view Nebraska, getting the 4 seed in the Big Ten tournament? Is that kind of what you expected? They got it a different way? Is that overperforming, underperforming? Where do you fall on Nebraska entering the Big Ten tournament?
Well, I mean, I did a preseason rankings and I put them 3rd. And so this is, right in there. You look at the standings and they were a half game behind Iowa and like a game ahead of Rutgers and Michigan. So it's pretty jumbled right there in the middle. I think that's about what you thought. Maryland was the team that was the favorite coming in, and they ended up winning the league, and Indiana was sort of the hot dark horse team, and they finished 2nd. So I don't know that there were really that many surprises this year. And you remember a couple years ago when Nebraska won the league, and in the preseason coaches poll, they were not even in the top 6. Mm-hmm. Well, this year, I mean, that was pretty accurate too. So it does feel like a lot of these teams were probably pegged correctly. And you talk about the pitching side of things for Nebraska, like they still have the 3rd best ERA in the league, which is pretty good. So I think the pitching, like the difference between what we expected the pitching to be and what it turned out to be, is probably less than the offense just sort of overperforming, right? Like nobody saw them hitting a school record 95 home runs in the regular season. Like that part was a surprise. And I think we knew Max Anderson would have a good season, but I don't know that we thought hitting over 400 good would be in the cards for him. And Bryce Matthews hadn't really shown a lot of power in his bat really at all in his career before this season. Gabe Swanson came on really out of nowhere as well, as a former walk-on, to hit whatever it was, 16 or 17 home runs. He's an all Big Ten guy. So I think it really is more testament to the offense and what it was able to do to exceed expectations more than anything disappointing on the pitching side. And I think talking with Will Bolton, some of the players today and this week, like there's this sense that, I mean, they understand that they underachieved in the midweek and that a lot of the non-conference was disappointing, but I think there's also this sense that it's not too late. And if you get hot this week and you make, you win the tournament and you go to a regional, like a lot of those sins can be forgiven with just a few good days of baseball. So they believe they have it in them, and we'll see, how much they can piece it together here over the next few days.
I was looking at the schedule, Evan, and Nebraska's won 4 games or more 3 times this season, only once in Big Ten play, and that was, bridging 2 weekends ago against Penn State into the start of the Purdue series. How much of Nebraska's ability to win 4 straight will come down to that mental focus that they've said they've lacked sometimes in the midweek?
Well, I don't know that that'll be a huge issue for them, just because that, like you talk about the midweek, like it's hard on a Tuesday night when you're at Omaha or Wednesday when you're hosting North Dakota State to get up for those games sometimes. You got school going on, you're thinking about your conference race, whatever. Like those games in and of themselves, outside of at-large ramifications, they don't have a ton of meaning. And I think they understand. I mean, it's pretty clear. Like this week has a lot of meaning. And if you Charles Schwab Field in Omaha. So I think that part, and you never know, but I just don't think that part's going to be as big a deal for them. I think if you're going to make a run and you're going to string 4 wins together, 4 out of 5 or whatever, I think offensively you're going to need to be versatile in how you do it. Like, sure, there are going to be moments where Max Anderson and Bryce Matthews do their thing and Gabe Swanson goes deep and all that. But I think the key for what this team has done in the last couple of weeks has been they've really embraced the small ball stuff. They've laid down some sacrifice bunts. They've been good situationally, moving runners over, getting guys in. So you're not totally reliant on the home run ball. Not to say that that's not valuable, because that's really valuable this time of year to get that instant offense. But you also have to find other ways to do it when you're facing some pretty quality opposition on the mound. So I think that's probably what I'm looking at most of all is how how versatile can that offense be? How creative can they be in scoring runs? Because I think if they can do that, they have enough arms to sort of piece it together and go a ways.
You mentioned those two frontline guys in Anderson and Matthews. I know there's been a lot said about them, but I think it's still under the radar that, Bryce Matthews had a 2020 season, for the first time in Nebraska history. And when it comes to Big Ten Player of the Year, Maryland's Matt Shaw wins it. Do we have a breakdown on, the votes or points or anything and how close Max Anderson was? Was he in contention or was this best player on the best team kind of win for Matt Shaw?
That's a good question. I don't have a breakdown on the votes, like an MVP voting sort of thing. Maybe that's something I can track down this week. I'd be curious to know. I mean, I actually thought it would be Nick LaRusso from Maryland who would win that thing. He had a little bit of a better average, and he had the 96 RBIs, which was a Big Ten record, and so I felt like he was going to be the guy. And it was Matt Shaw who hit closer to I think it was 360 and had 17 steals, and he scored a bunch of runs. Like, he was a table setter for Maryland, and obviously a very good player. I thought it would be one of those guys, but you absolutely could make a case for Max Anderson hitting 412. He had the Big Ten record for home runs in league play of 15. So, like, I think that's the other part of it too, is you break it down by just Big Ten games. You can absolutely make a case that Max Anderson would be that guy. So I think this kind of is what it is. I suppose the tiebreaker probably is the fact that Maryland won the regular season for a second straight year, and that they have a dominant lineup, and they're ranked and all the rest. But in some ways, if you're a Husker fan, certainly it's a little bit of a shame because Max Anderson, I don't know what more you can do than hitting 21 home runs and hitting 412 in the regular season to be in consideration. But ultimately, that's the way it went, and I'm sure he would trade that for a hot week coming up here for Nebraska.
Last thing on the Big Ten baseball tournament before a quick Husker football question. Say Maryland, like you mentioned, they're a ranked team. They won the league regular season. Say they win the conference tournament. Are they in line to host? Are they an outside shot to host a regional? Or is it going to take some help for the Terps to host in College Park?
I think they're out of that conversation entirely, in my opinion. I mean, I think they're right around 40, I think just north of 40 even in the RPI. So, even if you sweep this thing, I don't see how you get into the top 16 national seed discussion at this point. That's just, I suppose other things could break perfectly maybe for that to happen. But to me, that's a team that's probably a high 2, similar to what Nebraska was in 2021. So that'd be my guess, is they'll go somewhere as a 2 seed.
Fayetteville?
And then, as far as the rest of the Big Ten, I think if you're Iowa, you probably need to win a game or two to feel good about your at-large hopes. I think Indiana probably could go 0-2 and still feel like it was in. It's got an RPI inside 30. So I think as you look at it right now, those are your 3 teams that are in. And then if you're anyone else in the field, you're going to have to win that thing, get the automatic bid, and steal somebody else's at-large spot. So I think that's kind of how it's shaping up right now.
That's a Husker baseball in the Big Ten tournament preview with Evan Bland. Evan, I do have to ask you about the Husker football news of the week. Daniel Kalen in the fold for the 2024 class, the quarterback out of Bellevue West. What do you make of his recruitment and the job that Matt Rule and that whole staff really did in keeping contact with Daniel Kalen, even, through the whole Dylan Raiola sweepstakes?
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive. I think that was a fine line that you had to walk if you're Matt Rule and that Nebraska staff, because there's really no way that you could have done it differently. If you have an in and you have ties to the number 1 recruit in the country and he's a quarterback, like, you have to play that thing all the way out. And so I think it's an example of where their honesty as a staff really paid off for them, because again, you can't blame them for sticking with Raiola to the end and waiting on him to make a decision. But they were honest with Kalen too and said, we like you. You're someone that we would like to have, but we have to see how things play out with this other guy first. It's well within Kalen's rights to commit, and he did. Commits to Missouri. But then, they circle back and he comes back into the fold for Nebraska. I think that was probably the most interesting part. Was I wondered at least if the ship had sailed at that point. Like, maybe they had a shot with Kalen and then he commits elsewhere, and that was sort of it. But he, Nebraska was able to recoup him and bring him back into the class. So I think that's important clearly just for for the kind of player that he is and the potential that he has, but also, you know, he's somebody who happens to have some pretty talented teammates at Bellevue West, guys like Isaiah McMorris and Devon Hall, and he's also somebody who's made the camp circuits around the country. And when you talk about a quarterback being a recruiter and somebody who can help bring other talent into the fold, you know, he's a guy who's got those relationships, who has sort of those intangible qualities that you're looking for in a leader and in a quarterback. So it was a big deal for Nebraska to get a quarterback like that, especially at this point in the process, right? Typically, your high-end, talented quarterbacks are off the board and early in the spring. And so they were able to bring him in. And so I think it was just, you know, again, a fine line Nebraska had to walk, but ultimately it's not a terrible consolation prize to get the top quarterback in state to come to your program in the end.
That's Evan Bland of the Omaha World Herald. Follow him on Twitter at Evan Bland OWH for Husker baseball updates, Husker football thoughts, and more. Evan, enjoy your time up in Omaha at the Big Ten baseball tournament. We'll look forward to recapping it with you next week.
Sounds great, Austin. Thanks.
Once again, Evan Bland with us here on the block. Time now for the shootout with Strick. $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings could be yours. Call now 402-464-5685. Take on Stricky in trivia. We'll play the game on the other side.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at PremierDW.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Tailored Life is now open in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, shrubs, vines, perennials, and colorful annuals. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
NASCAR is known for fast cars, roaring action, and big bucks. The Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion features all three, especially the bucks. Until May 30th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play or Double Play, enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 winners of $1,000 and the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Weekend. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere sprayer from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Leverage the industry's latest technology with See & Spray to target weeds in season in corn and soybeans and use less herbicide per acre. Utilize Exact Apply to save in chemical usage and prevent over-application. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick, brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game!
Well, let's do it. The Shootout with Strick, brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings. Couple Lincoln locations. $30 is what's on the line. Just some rules clarification. We go to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Welcome in, Dave. Last week on Thursday, we played, and Alex jumped the gun. Alex had the first 8-for-8 performance in Shootout with Strick history. So, Dave, number one, are you with us?
Yes.
Excellent. Number two, do you know to wait for the second set of 4 questions?
Say that once more again about the 4 questions.
You know to wait for the second set of 4. Don't answer anything in the first 4 questions.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, I will address the first 4 to Strick. I will address the second 4 to you, Dave. So, Dave, hold on the line for us. We'll give Strick his round. This is in honor of the Denver Nuggets sweeping.
All
so
right.
that's a little bit of the theme. Ready, Strick?
Ready.
All right. Starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He played the most career games as a Nugget. Danny Shays or Alex English?
English.
Yep. He made the most career threes as a Nugget. J.R. Smith or Jamal Murray?
J.R. Smith.
It's Jamal. He recorded the most steals as a Nugget. Fat Lever or Reggie Williams?
Fat.
Yep. And he averaged the most assists per game as a Nugget.
Jamal Murray.
It's your boy. Nick
Johnson?
Van Exel.
Nicky Quickie.
Yeah. Nick Van Exel.
I keep forgetting Nick was a Denver Nugget. I got a picture of me posting him up too. God dang.
Nick Van Exel, the answer.
Golly.
Okay, so 2 for 4. Dave, you need 2 to tie. You need 3 to win. Are you ready for your round of the shootout?
Well, I guess basketball's the choice, so I don't have much choice myself.
Well, it's either or. We believe in you, Dave. You can do it. Your round starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He averaged the most minutes per game as a Nugget. Ty Lawson or Allen Iverson?
Iverson.
Yep. He blocked the most shots as a Nugget. Dikembe Mutombo or Marcus Camby?
Mutombo.
Yep. He attempted the most free throws as a Nugget. Nene or Dan Issel?
Issel.
Yep. And he has the most career assists as a Nugget.
I don't know. I'll say Iverson.
Iverson, a decent guess. It's a current player. Nikola Jokic has the most career assists in Denver Nuggets history. But Dave, you get the music.
Finish him. Boom shakalaka. Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
Dave, congratulations. You said you had to go with basketball. That was the topic. You win. Hold on the line. We'll get your information. $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings is yours. We're not done giving stuff away this segment, though.
No, we got some other things to give away.
For tomorrow's game and Friday's game to the Lincoln Salt Dogs, we'll give away a pair of tickets and a parking pass to tomorrow's game. First, you, the listener, the first one to text in with over under, whichever is correct. For the tiebreaker question here, we'll get the 2 tickets and the parking pass to the Salt Dogs. If you cannot go to the Salt Dogs game tomorrow night, do not answer. If you would like to go to the Salt Dogs game tomorrow night, please do text in. We'd love to give you the tickets. All right, Strick, here's the tiebreaker. How many assists per game did your boy, Nick Van Exel, average as a member of the Denver Nuggets?
How many assists per game?
Per game.
9.4.
9.4. All right, text line, it's out there for you. Over or under 9.4 assists per game for Nick Van Exel. First person in with the correct answer wins 2 tickets and a parking pass to the Salt Dogs tomorrow. We'll step aside for a good end of the first hour. Coming up in the second hour, LeBron James, cryptic about his future plans. Is he retiring? Is it a leverage play like we talked about last week? What went into those comments? We'll talk about that and more NBA on the other side when we get going with Hour 2.
NASCAR is known for fast cars, roaring action, and big bucks. The Nebraska Lottery's NASCAR Powerball Playoff promotion features all 3, especially the bucks. Until May 30th, buy a Powerball ticket with Power Play or Double Play, enter the voucher number, and you could be one of 15 winners of $1,000. And the chance to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Weekend. Enter today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we are looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at GarnerIndustries.com.
Need service on your home air conditioner? Call the company Lincoln has counted on since 1952, Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. No matter what brand you have, when you need service, you want Bryant's experienced pros working for you. Friendly NATE certified technicians with the tools, training, and technology to restore your comfort quickly. No matter what brand, when you need service, just call Bryant. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at DanaTrucking.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer. Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoe fashion. They also have shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
That's right. Let's get to it. Hour 2 on the block for your Tuesday. Congrats to Howard, who ended up winning the trivia question. He got 2 tickets to the Salt Dogs tomorrow night, Thursday's game. We'll have another chance to win a couple pair of tickets coming up here in just a sec. The trivia question, the first one, was how many assists per game did Nick Van Exel with the Nuggets? Tricky, one more time, your guess?
9.4.
A very good guess. It's under, but just barely. Nick Van Exel, 8.4 assists per game as a Denver Nugget.
I was close.
You were. Let's give those next 2 tickets away right now. Another over-under. These are for Friday's game.
Okay.
Same deal. 2 tickets and a parking pass for Friday's Lincoln Salt Dogs game. The trivia question for you, Strick. How many career points did Alex English score in the NBA?
In the NBA.
In the NBA. How many career points?
How many does LeBron have?
Let me look up the all-time list. Alex English was a certified bucket. I will say that much. Many points.
I believe that. I just want to know. He had 30,000?
Is at...
Is it 32,000 or something? What is it?
Why is this not... Oh, why did you pull up the playoffs? What is going on here? 38,652 for Braun.
Alex English, 22,430.
22,430 is the answer that Strick gives. Over under text line, 2 tickets to Friday's Lincoln Salt Dogs game. First person in with the correct answer wins. Okay, we have our winner. Texter 1337. Send your name in. We'll put your name on the envelope for the tickets. Strick, again, a fantastic guess. You said 22,430. He ends up at 21,645.
Stricky. I'm kind of in the range, doggone it. I'm
right
throwing
there.
darts. I'm not hitting the bullseye, but I'm playing with that thing right around it. Gosh darn it.
You're making it tough on the text line, which is good because we had 5 other people text in over. So again, fantastic guess. Way to go. At bottom of the hour, we'll talk some Husker football with Steve Sipple, but we're sticking with the NBA for now. Because, Strick, LeBron James made some news last night.
Yeah.
He sure did. He says this at the end of a long answer. Just personally, with me moving forward with the game of basketball, I got a lot to think about. A lot of people interpreted that as LeBron is contemplating retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Do you look at that quote the same way?
Well, let me just say it. Let me say it like this. After you have gone through a roller coaster ride of emotions, the way you started out, the team looks dramatically different than it does when you started. You lose 3 games after you done fought your tail off, one through the playoff tournament, and then you've dealt with the emotions of becoming the all-time scoring leader in the NBA history. You've had the ups and downs of players being in the trenches with you, not in the trenches. You're dealing with the emotions and all of the backlash or people, the debates and the detractions. And you get to the end and it doesn't work out because you fight as, a great coach. And some of you may know this name. I'm not going to say the name. I'm just going to say the quote. You play to win the game. So you're playing not just only to win, but you're playing for championships. I mean, that once you get to a point where you've become a champion, anything short of that is emotionally draining, especially after you've given your all. You're 40 years old, almost. Is he 40 yet?
He's 38.
38. So you're almost 40.
But you're 20 in the NBA.
Right. But it's like doggy years. It's like a lot. Like playing in the NBA is like doggy years. Like your body gets worn. And so
especially as deep as his teams have gone in the postseason.
Exactly. For the longevity of his years. So then that heavy weight weighs so heavy on you that at the end of it all, you're exhausted. You're tired. And he may not feel that way after he gets on a plane or a boat, him and his wife and family, and they go and just woo-saw and blow that thing out and, relax his mind. And I venture to say that normally LeBron doesn't take a lot of time off. He probably get back in the weight room, in the gym, start working on things.
Mm-hmm.
I would venture to say that for a good month minimum, he probably does nothing.
Nada.
I mean, he doesn't want to look at a ball. I know me, and I've only went to the conference finals, and I know me, how after seasons, whether it's win or lose, mentally how drained I am. So I can only imagine Michael Jordan's and Kobe's, the ones that, Paul Pierce's, when those guys that have to carry the burden of the team, how heavy that weight is and how tired mentally they are, drained. Because you got to deal with media, you got to deal with social media now. We didn't have social media to the level that they have it now. So you got to deal with all those issues. I can understand why he would say that. It could be, he likes to play games. Let's just be real. He likes to play games. You can go back and look at the ESPN when he went to Miami. The decision. I'm taking my talents to South Beach. So he kind of likes to play with those types of games.
He's still the most powerful person in the NBA.
So yeah. So I could even imagine that there could be some leverage. He probably lost some leverage because of what happened with Russell Westbrook and other teams now starting to trickle down, that this team got blown up because you wanted this, you dealt with, it's like he's starting to get that reputation. And so when you get that reputation after what the Lakers have been the last few years, he's probably lost some leverage. But what they've done this year and what he did in the last game, it's a good opportunity to play on leverage.
It really is.
It really is.
Because think about LeBron going to LA and the guys he tried to bring along with him.
Right.
Tried to get Chris Paul, did get Russell Westbrook, talked about bringing Melo along. that sort of thing, and got AD there.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to go next, Strick. If I'm
Can
LeBron,
I, before you go
please.
to that next, Kyrie Irving is
Courtside.
allegedly bought a house or a mansion in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And your boy rumored, these are all alleged, are rumored, Draymond Green is rumored to be meeting with the Lakers within the next week. Those are rumors. I don't know. But nonetheless, there's those things going on. So there's decisions that need to be made, which LeBron wants to be a part of that decision making process. And this is a great way to leverage it in that. Go ahead.
It's that leverage to get a star that I think LeBron is being a little cryptic here, because I saw someone say on Twitter that LeBron shouldn't have to be the Lakers' best player at age 38, right? That's why you go get an Anthony Davis to take over in those moments, to be that unicorn that can step out and shoot a couple threes, but can, still take Jokic in the post, that can, defend the rim and be a defensive anchor. Well, Anthony Davis wasn't that consistently for the Lakers. He's not living up to, those expectations that people think he can be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's his fault. Maybe it's not. But regardless, Anthony Davis didn't play at his apex all postseason long.
Facts.
LeBron.
It was like a roller coaster.
It was.
It really was.
Mm-hmm.
You know how a roller coaster goes up? You have those games. Yeah, the ups and that was him.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
LeBron played 23 minutes and 56 seconds in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the locker room with 4 seconds to go, played the whole second half at age 38. After a couple long series to begin with.
And the ankles.
And the ankle. That's where I was going to. Yeah.
Go ahead.
The ankle and the foot. LeBron hasn't had a lot of major offseason surgeries. He might need that this year.
Yeah.
That goes into that.
Bone spurs, and bone spurs are
painful.
They're very painful.
Mm-hmm. So, couple AD not living up to his potential. Couple the bone spurs, foot, ankle, wherever that is.
What do you mean by potential? Because I want to dig in that. Because defensively, I think AD played probably better than I've seen him in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead. What do you mean? Is it more offensive?
More offensive.
Okay.
To
I
take
just want to be
some
clear on that.
Yes, to take some of that load off of LeBron too. To be a top 15, top 20 player offensively and defensively in the league. I'm not saying in terms of necessarily scoring points per game. Obviously, that'll go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
But to be an offensive rebounder, to be a fulcrum, to make some plays, hit your spot up threes, take smart ones, be there for post ups and lobs and all that. Couple all that together with Carmelo Anthony's retirement. Remember, Melo and LeBron came into the draft the same year. They both were a part of that 2003 draft class.
Mm-hmm.
One of his best friends. LeBron, maybe sees Carmelo retiring. He's like, interesting. That's a guy that's been doing it for a while as well.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't think LeBron is retiring, though.
I don't either.
I think he still does want to play with his son.
I agree.
To me,
that's another leverage play.
It is.
Go ahead.
Big time. To me, this is where we got with Tom Brady a few years before. He wins the Super Bowl. Is he going to go out on top? We hear Tom Brady start alluding to retirement more than we ever had before, but he never actually pulled the trigger until he finally did a few years down the road.
Austin, it's got to be something because of the fact that he could make more money sitting in a booth for a few hours, don't have to deal with all the scrutiny, all the meetings, all of the film work, you got to do film work. You got to do some study, you do, but not to the level that you would as a quarterback of a major NFL franchise, right? So Tom Brady, is something about him that loves it, that would say, I would much rather be on the field or in the trenches with my guys than to be in the booth. You know what I mean? So I because it blows my mind. Like I'm like, wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of sack to basically defer that continually when this organization wants you like that. So yeah, anyway, I agree, man. I think there's something to it. I think it's something about leverage. I think it's something beyond that. I think he's pulling to be able to get those options again, to make those type of decisions as to who comes. But listen, they've got to think about Austin Reeves. Or you've got to think about your next step.
Saying that before the year, they have to think about Austin Reeves.
That's crazy, right? No, it blows my mind. Like you think about it. They're in a phase to where this next decision that they can make could determine the next 4 to 5 years of what happens in LA.
Mm-hmm.
We know he's not staying beyond 2. I don't think.
Unless they pivot and get Bronny
there's
somehow.
something. I mean, yes. But at the end, well, Bronny's got to live up to that himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at it and I'm saying you've got 2, maybe 3, maybe. He's exhausted. As much as he gave, which is his best of best effort, it wasn't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Denver's they're not changing. They'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
Teams got better.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to still have to run the gauntlet, and you barely got out this year. What else you going to do? Your best guy is there,
mm-hmm.
Anthony Davis, you. Even if you add a couple of more, yes, you could probably get, but what's it really going to do? Are you going to be able to surround yourself? Are you still going to have depth going to still be an issue? Can you still rely on those guys that are coming there? They're old just like you are. There's so many things that could affect and determine what happens with this franchise. And if you monetarily go all in, you could be risking what's going on with the franchise for the next 4 to 5 years. So this is a decision they've got to make. Do I get younger now?
Mm-hmm.
Or because we weren't good enough.
No.
We got here, but we weren't good enough. Maybe if we add a couple of pieces, maybe we get there. But if not, what do we do to the franchise?
And the Lakers never really got blitzed against the Nuggets. They were close. They were in the games, but you could just tell the role players needed to do more.
Yeah.
LeBron, needed to dig a little bit deeper, which he sure did in the first half of last night's game. 31 points on 11 to 14 in the first half, actually hit some threes for once. That tells you LeBron still has it, right? He doesn't have to go anywhere. The issue is he shouldn't have to expend that effort in the regular season,
right?
And they can't be a low seed in the playoffs,
Right.
fighting against home court advantage, trying to pull an upset.
Yeah.
To me, LeBron is at the stage where he needs a regular season star to bring them along, get them home court in the first, maybe second round. And then LeBron can turn it on conference semis, conference finals, see where that takes you.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They've got a lot of holes to fill. D'Angelo Russell's he's politicking. I put out a tweet. I put out a tweet yesterday on Estrict 20, my Twitter, and I did it this morning. I actually did it this morning, and it was I think they call him Beetlejuice. I can't remember what his name is, but they've got him standing in the locker room of like where the Lakers shirt #1 on it, and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I ain't doing nothing." And it was D'Angelo. Like everybody's wondering, like, what D'Angelo Russell? Nothing. He ain't did nothing. And but they've got to do something, because we're not just talking about Austin Reeves. We're talking about, do you believe in Lonnie Walker? Are you going to bring Malik Beasley back?
Vanderbilt.
Is Vanderbilt a piece?
Mo Bamba.
You've got
Rui.
You've got a whole bunch of decisions to make. And I actually think I was actually impressed with Rui. And I think he's going to be a good player for somebody. I think he could be a good 2-3. Not 2-3 position, but a 2-3 option.
Right.
Like if he's really given the opportunity. Malik Beasley has got a fireball on him as far as shooting, but he's limited strictly to that. I mean, outside of that, there's some liabilities. But if you bring in Kyrie, now I can see that fitting, because LeBron with Austin, but then that takes Austin out. So then you've got to make a decision. You got to pretty much either package or leave him. But right now, there's no package to be done, because there's no guarantee that he signs with Dallas to be packaged. So it's crazy, man. It's a lot going on.
There's a lot up in the air for the Lakers. We've seen go down the rebuilding road before, when they draft Julius Randle or sign Julius Randle. They draft Russell. They draft Brandon Ingram. The one thing I want to talk about for the Lakers before we move off that for a second is the difference in attitude between some guys. At exit interviews today, D'Angelo Russell says his second stint in Los Angeles went better than he could have imagined. Nothing was wrong except for the shots didn't go in when he wanted them to. Okay. LeBron then pulls the flip side of the Giannis card. Giannis says, if we don't compete for a championship every year, does that mean every year is a failure? No, we learned, we grew. It was someone else's year. We have to work to be better next year. LeBron says, at this point in my career, it's a failure. Not just because we got swept, but because I've been to the conference finals. This is nothing. It's finals or bust for me. And I think both Giannis and LeBron can be right. Giannis is young enough where he can still learn, still grow, have years in his prime. But for LeBron, doesn't it have to be about title contention from here on out?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's chasing legacy too. Now, he's chasing an overwhelming decision on the debate, right? Only championships really kind of take. It's not a longevity contest. It's about who did the most in their peak. I think. I think it ultimately comes down to who did the most in their peak and got the most out of their peak. You can debate because you can throw other stuff in. It's objectionable when you throw in other things like, you're the best player on the planet at this time in your peak, and you take them to the conference finals, but in the weakest of weak divisions. I mean, teams were getting to the freaking playoffs in the East during some of those early Cleveland runs with dang near under 500 records, or at 500. Like the West was killed. Like whenever the West went on a freaking East road trip, they would be beating the brakes. I mean, it would be like, oh yeah, we coming out here to collect. Like like a mafioso dude. We coming out here to collect. Like we coming to the East collect. That's how it was. So I those are debatable. Then you got to look at so when you face the best, at those you came up short. Now you can debate MJ, but let's just be real. At his peak, against the best of the best, there were a lot of NBA guys that should have had a championship that did not. And that's to include three occasions for the freaking Utah Jazz, who had freaking elite top tier players in their team. You got to look at them. Then you've got to look at Houston was on the downslide then,
but they got a couple when Mike retired for those 2 years.
Yeah, they got those couple in their peak years. So you've got that in the mix. But at his peak, man, could nobody touch him, bro? Nobody.
Not Reggie, not Isaiah, not Stockton and Malone. No one like that.
Not the Knicks. Strong Knicks then. Yeah. Yeah, it's just nobody. Barkley,
right?
At the way that they had I think they even might have had that year maybe close to the best record in the league. The year that they lost to Phoenix. Lakers couldn't do it, even with Magic and let's go.
Here's my next question on this whole LeBron thing. Neither you or I think he's retiring. The NBA, I don't think, is ready for LeBron to retire. Who's the face of the league?
Facts.
Who takes over? I know you have Wembanyama coming in, but he's 19. Again, for him to live up to what LeBron did and take over, that's not going to happen year one.
No.
Jason Tatum, no.
Not there.
Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It's going forward.
Yeah, plain and simple it is. The NBA
is going forward.
The NBA, I don't know if they're ready for LeBron to retire because of the American market.
They're not prepared for it. Like it would be shock in New York. Like, oh shoot, what are we gonna do? They were trying to slow transition it, like they've had the opportunity to do over the years. David Stern, I think where they messed up, where David Stern and the crew messed up, is it shifted when he turned it over to Adam Silver. It began to shift from team-dominated rivalries to individual name branding. That gave pretty much all the power to the players.
We call it the player freedom era.
Yeah.
Or player empowerment era. Yeah.
That's where they messed up. Because now you're trying to recreate this again, but there's really, they're trying to do it. They're trying. I'm trying to think of even, like, they're trying to do it. Like, that's why they were hoping Celtics, Lakers. Like, they were trying to find a way to revamp it. Golden State now is the wealthiest franchise. Like, if you invested in Golden State back in the day, they were horrible. Like that was outside of Run TMC.
They had Wilt for a stretch.
Yeah, but outside, man, we going to Oakland to kick it. Like we going into we ain't even really got to just we can show up and just throw the 8, 9, 10 guys in. That's how and we were bad. And we felt like going into Oakland. Don Nelson, we would land in Oakland. Don would go to the bar. Like Don Nelson would get off the plane. We would drive because on the way to the hotel, we would drive by his favorite bar because he coached there. We would drive by his favorite bar. Don would stop the bus and say, "All right, I'll see y'all in the morning." He would go straight into the bar, and we would just come in for like a little film work and go over and do shoot around. Like the night, whenever we played in Golden State, the night was on, just whatever it was going to be.
Wow.
Yeah. And we would win every time. That's how Golden State used to be.
Mm-hmm. Are they headed there again? We'll have to wait and see. With all the money that's invested, those contracts come due eventually.
It's gonna hit again. I think a wise thing to do, if they can pull it off. I don't know if Draymond will go for it because he's still got a year on his contract, or if he chooses to. If they can figure out a way to get Giannis and package Clay, the older seed, to them, because for Milwaukee, for them, it's going to be, if we can't appease Giannis, how much capital can we get? Because
kind of like what happened with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers.
I'm telling you, how much can we get? That's what a small market team that just feels that there's no place else to go. And for whatever reason, it sounds like Giannis isn't happy.
Even though there's a new coach coming in, even though Bud got fired, to lose to the Heat the way they did, not great. So that's definitely stuff to monitor. Let's take a pause right now. We'll talk some Husker football with Steve Sipple. Any more thoughts on LeBron's retirement? Keep them coming in. We'll get to those in the crossover. I believe Kenny and Jay are in. So again, keep those coming. We'll get back to that in about 20 minutes. But next, Steve Sipple of Early Break with Sip and Jake joins us after this.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. But there are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mix Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical, and retirement benefits, paid time off, and we pay for CDL training. Apply today to earn an average total compensation of $50,000 to $60,000 your first year driving. From Nebco's beginnings in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and we are celebrating a record sales month in April, and we're going to let it roll and crank up in the month of May. We have some big discounts and special interest rates going on this month on selected new in-stock Sierras and Silverados. Buy a new Silverado or Sierra, get $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. You heard right, $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. We have outstanding specials on all of our new and pre-owned GM certified units. So stop on in and see us or check us out online at copplecars.com. You'll be glad you did. New discount must trade in and finance with the roof credit.
Hey, CNC machinist, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we are looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at GarnerIndustries.com.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer. Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoe fashion. They also have shoes and brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premium vision insurance and costs to the associates with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more, jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today. You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627. If you're interested in installing solar panels in Nebraska, there's a name you need to know. Solar by Alpine Electric is based out of Lincoln, and you can be sure your project will be handled with care and detail because Rick, the owner of Solar by Alpine Electric, will be involved in the entire process from start to finish. We're an REC Solar Certified Pro installer and handle jobs in Lincoln and the surrounding area. Let us show you real-time results in your area. Call Rick today at 402-440-4371. Solar by Alpine Electric.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good stuff. Last segment talking about the potential of LeBron James retiring, his cryptic comments. Jeff and Thomas, hold on. We'll get to your questions about that when we get to the crossover. We got business to take care of right now on the Honda of Lincoln hotline. We welcome in Steve Sipple, early break with Sip and Jake and Husker Online. Steve, how's your afternoon going?
I'm pretty busy. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're good here. Doing good. Husker Nation got a bit of a jolt this weekend with the commitment of Daniel Kalen. Talk us through your thoughts on how Matt Rule and his staff handled that process and what it means for Nebraska to have a quarterback of Kalen's caliber in the fold in the 2024 class.
Oh, well, I think they handled it exceptionally well. I don't mind saying that. Exceptionally well. I mean, I talked to Mike Huffman, the Bellevue West coach, for a long time. We had a long conversation on Saturday, and what he wanted to he wanted to drive home some points, and one of them was Matt Rule and his staff were up front from the get-go on this situation. Yeah, he said to Rule right away, look, how are we going to handle this situation with Daniel Kalen and Dylan Raiola? And I think, you guys talk about it enough. I think people know what the situation was, but, they wanted to know, how are we going to handle this? And And Rule told them, look, yeah, we are actively recruiting another quarterback. Didn't even name him, didn't have to. But if that doesn't, but Rule told Huffman, if that doesn't go well for us, we will relentlessly pursue Daniel Kalen. Now, Daniel Kalen couldn't wait around, and he did commit to Missouri, verbally committed to Missouri. But the minute, I mean, not literally the minute, but when Dylan Raiola, last Monday committed to Georgia, Ed Foley was on the phone with Huffman immediately. Rule was on the phone with him the next day. And Satterfield flew in from California the next day, went to Bellevue West, and watched Daniel Kalen work out live. I mean, Satterfield came back from a California recruiting trip because it was on now. I mean, Kalen on Wednesday, so it would have been a week ago tomorrow, had to work out for him. He did have to perform. There was no, if he would have, he threw to guys, and if he would have thrown poorly or had an off day, the whole thing might not have worked. But he had a good day, and the offer was made, and he's accepted. But I'm telling you, I've known Mike for a long time, Coach Huffman. He shoots you straight, and he really appreciated how straightforward this staff was with him about kind of a touchy topic.
Another potentially touchy topic that you got to in your latest on Husker Online was, maybe some chatter on message boards that he didn't want to send his players to Nebraska, that he wasn't, very happy with previous administrations, and that he was maybe anti-Nebraska. Again, I don't know enough about it to get into that fully, but the last sentence there, you said that that Huffman is downright giddy that his quarterback is going to be a Husker. Would you hazard a guess to say he's not alone across the state in wanting his guys to be Huskers with a confident, engaged coaching staff at the helm?
Yeah, there was, I think Huffman, you see on message boards sometimes people say that he sends his guys elsewhere. Well, it's not true. I mean, he has like he said in the article you read, Austin, he has a Husker chair in his office. I mean, he's a huge fan, and I've known that he's been a huge fan forever. Now, he didn't like the way they handled Jalen Bradley, and that definitely was an issue. It definitely was an issue. It was an issue. But it didn't mean that he wasn't going to send his guys there. And he can be a fan and still, be very fair in the process. He's not going to tell his guys what to do. But he's a fan. He's a Nebraskan. He's a fan. But no, I mean the genesis. There's no doubt. There's no doubt, and Huffman would tell you himself on the record that he didn't like the handling of the running back Jalen Bradley. He didn't like it.
Yeah.
So that there was definitely some issues there, but not. I don't think it was ever anything that would affect how he felt about sending other players here. I mean, he was thrilled that Xavier Betts was here. I mean, he talked about, like, when Xavier scored that touchdown against Penn State, he said it just felt different. It felt different at Bellevue West. It was like, wow, it's one of our guys running in the end zone against Penn State, in the COVID year. So, yeah, this is a great thing. I think it's a great thing that they got Kalen. I really do. I think it's good for Bellevue West, the city of Omaha, the state of Nebraska, that they got a kid who's very interested to be here, a player who could have been elsewhere, could have went to North Carolina, Missouri, was recruited by a lot of people, but he wanted to be here. Those are the kind of kids you need.
Yeah, and to tap in on that, I really do believe that is in if you start out and look back at Tom Osborne, that's part of the blueprint. Because one of the things about Husker anything, I think, is those ones that bleed red to the core in their hearts. And having that tied in with those that have just great athletic abilities and different things like that, and you add those two cores together where they're each able to feed off each other, I think it's tremendous. And I think it's a great start for what Rule, but it also goes back to what he said in the SIP what he said at the press conference.
Mm-hmm.
And now here's the question. I just was adding on, but that wasn't a question. That just was an add-on to what you were saying. I think it's a tremendous thing. The question is, I was worried about whether or not this was going to be a transfer portal issue continually. I felt that 2024 was an important year, whether it be Dylan Raiola or someone else. Now it looks like they've identified that. What do you think the importance of 2024 getting a sought after, someone that you really like, someone that you pulled into the program in as a foundational piece to start building from? What do you think the importance of that is?
Well, Eric, I think I know where you're going. And yes, it is important. I mean, you can't, I sense that you have some trepidation about an over reliance on the transfer portal. And it's got now at quarterback. Hey, the portal's big in the quarterback conversation because it's hard to keep twos, right? It's hard to keep backups.
Right.
They go. Now, this one, it works out perfectly, I think, because Sims, Jeff Sims, is he has 2 years of eligibility, okay? If he's so good that he's an NFL prospect right away, well, that's not the worst thing for Daniel Kalen because he's going to come in early. He'll graduate from Bellevue West early and have a spring to give it a whirl and maybe be a starting quarterback as a true freshman. Who knows? But it's very possible too that he comes in as a freshman and learns under Sims, has a year to get his feet down and get fully acclimated. So either way, I think it works. I think the latter situation will play out. I think Sims will be here for 2 years. And that'll be a perfect scenario for Daniel Kalen to move into it. And I think
that's what Austin said.
I think one other thing, I think he'd agree with me that an in-state kid probably is more apt to stay if there's rocky waters immediately. I think so. Now, obviously, there's going to be cases where you can find easily cases where that's not true. But I think by and large, you have a better chance to keep a kid who's wanted to play here since he was in 8th grade. Okay, who wanted to be here badly. I just think you have a better shot to keep him around.
Yeah. The way that I viewed it, and it's crazy that you're kind of just adding on to what me and Austin were kind of going back and forth and banter online on the block yesterday. But here's the thing. What I saw is there was a transformation with Husker football that they were constantly getting stuck, not being able to get over the hump. They were just coming up short. And then a guy by the name of Tommy Frazier, a freshman, by the way, shows up on campus and blows everybody's mind. They didn't think it could happen. I don't even think there was until Tommy. I don't think there was ever a freshman that ever started. If I'm correct, you can correct me because I know you've been around long enough. But with that, I'm looking at this situation, not necessarily for him to come, but for him to be a foundational or someone similar to be that foundational transition that is able to kind of get the program just heading in an upward trend of where it hasn't been for quite some time now.
I think I bet you if Daniel Kalen was listening, he'd say, yeah, that's my desire. That's my guess. Just from listening to him, reading his comments, talking to Michael Huffman. Now, here's the question, though. This is the big question. Can he do it on the field?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we don't know. You just don't know that.
Yeah.
Performance it all comes down to performance, right? It's want to, of course. There's the intangible of the want to be in the program, the desire to be in the program. He wants to make this work, but Eric, he's got to go perform for all of that. I mean, we have this scenario in our head that we want to play out, but he's got to perform. He's got to complete balls on third down in tight situations. Because come on, what are we talking about now? You heard Trev last night. Maybe if you listen to his show, look what the difference is with Nebraska football compared to when Tommy was here. You got to win close games all the time now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what I wonder immediately about Daniel Kalen is how will he be in the clutch? How will Jeff Sims be in the clutch? Close games, tight games on the road, crowds wild, weather's not favorable. How you reacting? Because that, I believe, may be the single most telling factor as to whether Nebraska is going to get over the hump. Can they start to win close games? Because you think they're going to beat Michigan by a lot? You think who are they going to beat by a lot?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not the schedule anymore where you say, oh, that's 3 touchdowns. There's hardly anything like that anymore.
Absolutely. Steve, a word that came up from one of your Husker Online coworkers, Brian Munson, on just yesterday on Monday when we talked to him was maturity when it related to Daniel Kalen. Maturity came up in your latest as well about a different guy from the Metro in Jalen Lloyd. What do you like about that young man and what he plans to do at Nebraska?
I like his speed. I like his overall athleticism, and I do like his maturity. He's only 17. He's interesting because I have a grandson who's 17, and I know, my grandson's really mature, and I always call him a little man because he's like a little man. Jalen Lloyd reminds me of that. He's very, very grounded. He's raised really well. His mom, Dolly Ingram, was a great track athlete at Nebraska once upon a time, and his dad was Steve Warren's roommate in college, and knows this game well. Knows that the game meaning kind of the big picture, what it takes. And boy, Jalen's listened. You can tell he's listened to his parents. You can really tell. He doesn't come in here, expecting to. I mean, he doesn't come in here expecting to change the world, change the program. He knows he's going to have to work hard, but he's ready. You can tell he's ready, and he's got to make it. It's got to happen now. He's just got done with the state track meet, won 2 gold medals, and now you got to make a pretty fast transition, right? That's the way it works. He reports on May 28th, and he's going to take a week, and then come to Lincoln and try to play as a true freshman, and he might be able to. They're not loaded with a lot of speed at that receiver position. They don't have a lot of guys that can beat you deep. And he ran a 10.47. He ran a 10.4 700 at the state meet, which is pretty good.
Last thing for you, Steve, before we let you go. If there was ever a year for true freshmen, even redshirt freshmen, to get on the field, would it be this year to be that class that says, hey, we're going to play 3 or 4 years here and give the guys behind us a year or two to develop into those types of players? Or is this a year that you want to be old, set your culture with guys that have been around the block a little bit, and let the guys coming in this class learn for a year or two?
It's a good question. I haven't thought of it that way. I think if you look at the roster right now, you're going to use a lot of older guys. I don't think they don't have to rely, Austin, on true freshmen coming in.
Mm-hmm.
There's some, obviously. Those edge rushers come to mind. Prince Will, right? And Cam Lenhart. Those guys raised eyebrows in the spring game. There's some true freshmen that they might be leaning on. Malachi Coleman is one. I would think Malachi Coleman's a guy that's coming in here thinking I can crack the rotation. I'm not saying start, but crack the rotation. But I don't think I think the answer is I don't think there has to be much of a reliance on young guys right now. They got enough veterans over there. Veterans mean sophomores, juniors, some seniors, small senior class, but I think it's let's put it this way, Austin. When Rule talks about winning right away, getting to a bowl game right away, which he's referred to that sounds to me like he feels they have the veteran players to do it.
For sure. Steve, thanks for your insight as always. We'll see you at Cedars tomorrow morning for Give to Lincoln Day.
Yeah, we'll see you guys. It'll be fun. And it's a great organization. I'm glad that Ticket's a part of this.
Absolutely. Once again, thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
God bless you.
That's right. We're out at Give to Lincoln Day tomorrow as a 93.7 The Ticket family. Every show is going to be live from there. So Strick and I will be out there from 2 to 4 at Cedars, 66th, 70th, and Pioneers in that little area there. So stop by, say hi. We'll be there from 6 a.m., the start of early break with Sip and Jake and Coach Bill Bush, all the way to 6 p.m. with the old school crew, DP, Kenny, and Jay. So definitely stay tuned for that. Give to Lincoln Day tomorrow. Go to givetolincoln.com. Givetolincoln.com. That's what it is to make a donation. It's open for you right now. Tomorrow's the big final day of that push. So again, make a donation to Cedars is what we would recommend. Great organization doing great things. And stop by and say hi at Cedars tomorrow anytime from 6 to 6. Let's take a break right here. When we get back, we'll cross over with the old school crew to wrap up on the block.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Nebraska's favorite vape shop,
Generation V.
providing friendly, personalized service and the largest selection of vaporizers and e-liquid flavors in the state.
Generation V.
Generation V will beat or match any local competitor's price. With a huge selection, great service, and the lowest prices, Generation V is your one-stop shop for all your vaping needs.
Generation V.
With 4 Lincoln locations, visit us on the web at generationv.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer. Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoe fashion. They also have shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
If you're interested in installing solar panels in Nebraska, there's a name you need to know. Solar by Alpine Electric is based out of Lincoln, and you can be sure your project will be handled with care and detail because Rick, the owner of Solar by Alpine Electric, will be involved in the entire process from start to finish. We're an REC Solar Certified Pro installer and handle jobs in Lincoln and the surrounding area. Let us show you real-time results in your area. Call Rick today at 402-440-4371. Solar by Alpine Electric.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrantExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Brand.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we are celebrating a record sales month in April, and we're going to let it roll and crank up in the month of May. We have some big discounts and special interest rates going on this month on selected new in-stock Sierras and Silverados. Buy a new Silverado or Sierra, get $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. You heard right, $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. We have outstanding specials on all of our new and pre-owned GM certified units. So stop on in and see us or check us out online at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did. New discount must trade in and finance with a roof credit.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
McMurphy has Nebraska in the Las Vegas Bowl. That would be incredible. That would be absolutely amazing. Here's when the Vegas Bowl is. It's before Christmas. It is so easy to get to Las Vegas for Nebraska fans. There's now a direct flight from Lincoln via Redway, the new at Lincoln Airport. Omaha has direct flight. Grand Island has direct flights to Vegas.
It would be flooded with Nebraska.
It would be awesome.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Whenever you get in
what
there,
I need to do is have my mom call in and talk about her Raiders.
Her what?
Her Raiders. That would hey, you talking about it, I would usually say must see TV. Dang, strict.
Dang,
must see TV, be must listen radio. When
your mom?
Our channel 951, still TV.
When she if we get in and talk about them Raiders.
After dark.
Oh, no, she just be hype about them Raiders. And she happy now Derek Carr's gone, but she's gonna realize it ain't him.
That's a great name.
What?
After dark.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like. What we got coming up after dark.
Stricky got one coming up too.
Oh, you do?
WTF?
What's that? What's that mean?
What
what it mean?
Huh?
That's what it means?
WTF?
Is that what's going to be the after dark?
Late night show.
Say what?
We talk facts.
Okay. Oh,
yeah!
I like that.
Yeah!
Okay, Strick. I say. Did you get help with AI from that, or did that come over here? I like that though. I like that. We talk facts. You know, my show is going to be, HNIC, Hockey Night in Canada. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going with. The HNIC show.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to come in here with my 10-gallon hat on. Let you know there's sheriff in town.
Boots too?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Boots too?
Yeah.
Wranglers?
Oh, you got to
Wranglers.
Belt buckle.
Crossover
I'm gonna wear the ones that Schnander used to have them with the alligator ones or whatever you got.
Yeah.
Crossover action.
What's happening, Strick?
Man, did you I know you saw it because we all follow each other.
Saw what, man?
You saw the tweet?
No, man, they let us know.
Your son, your brother,
my brother.
I mean, your son, the young man that it looks like Jay Foreman.
My kinfolk, yeah. What'd he do? What'd he say?
They had the movie. See, they don't know because we old enough. They had the movie Breaking, right? Boogaloo
Baking
Shrimp.
like a chef?
Here you go again. See, the young bucks was trying to go
Yeah,
in on me,
yeah.
but see, we old school,
Right.
so we you know, what I mean, we
Yeah.
don't
No,
shove
I
him
didn't
to the
see that
right.
tweet. What-
So they had Boogaloo Shrimp doing the song Tutti France.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, and he walked out, and they put Jamal's face on Boogaloo,
yeah,
and he was sweeping the broom.
Yeah.
It was man, the internet is undefeated.
Undefeated.
Bro. You got to see that. That
Yeah, I'm gonna have
it's
to see it. I'm
classic.
gonna have to check that out, man.
It's classic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So they were just too much, my boy. I actually thought they was gonna run away with it, and I talked about this a little bit early, but we want your thoughts, and then we've got some questions.
Let's pause
also
for ID, then we'll get to that.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
So we're going to dig on that, but then we've got some questions that came off the text line, definitely about the debate. You know, obviously the MJ, and, you know, have a debate you want, but there were some people that was on the text line that threw out some questions, so I wanted to ask you guys about them. But anyway, one of the things I loved about this Denver team that I saw last night was their resilience.
Yeah.
Because it could have went south real quick. It could have looked very Boston, Miami style, right?
Yeah.
Because me and Kenny was talking, and we talked through the game too, but me and Kenny was talking, and Kenny was like, I turned it off because it was looking very reffy.
Yeah,
like very funny reffy.
Yeah,
and then real quick, I'm gonna finish. Real quick. But what I loved about the resilience was when it looked like it was going south, all they could do was laugh. They just like other teams would have been like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, we'll
or,
be back in Denver.
Yeah. You know, a lot of teams would have just taken that approach. But they was just laughing because that was all you could really do. If you knew what was going on, you could be upset, always in their face, talking. Your game is more thinking about the refs as opposed to thinking about but they didn't do that, and I thought that was uniquely different. About
they're built different. So when they got down, I never thought they were out of it because of the simple fact of it's all LeBron. Human nature is you just can't do that at 38 years old and 20 years in the NBA
for 48 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
AD, the Lakers were playing the best in that run when AD was on the bench, but you knew it was only going to last so long, right?
Yeah. He started abusing Hachimura.
So then he got off on there, but then AD didn't want no parts of it. So then the turning point was in the timeout when Lakers went on that run, and Malone went berserk.
He went nuts.
I mean, he dropped 3 F-bombs.
At the ref?
No, it wasn't at the ref.
Oh,
it was on the team.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
beep, beep, beep. And the dude tried to, the assistant coach tried to give him the
clipboard.
He slapped that thing out of there. He had to go get some stuff off his chest.
Mm-hmm.
But then by the time he got into the huddle, he said, all right, this is what we need to do. And then they came out and they kind of got systematically close into the game. And so really what happened is Denver knows their identity. They run the court the hardest of anybody in the NBA I've seen in well over 10 years. Because even when Golden State was running, they weren't running it hard like this. They got Jeff Green coming off the bench running hard. Straight up.
Uncle Jeff.
Right, but he will bam on you, right? And then you got other guys. Then you got, Caldwell Pope that played huge last night. And you saw what I think the good thing that I saw about Denver was lets me know that they knew they had to seize the opportunity. They knew LeBron was putting on a historic run. And if they lost that game, they didn't know what could happen after that.
Right.
Because once he started to get cranked up, and then if everybody started coming, they would be in some trouble. And really, even with a lead, you're in trouble. But you saw Caldwell Pope, when they were coming out, he said, we have to finish. That's the killer instinct that he's brought to that team. And, it was Denver's by far, it was the better team. You can debate all that stuff, with MJ and Jordan. The Lakers are lucky to get where they're at, but at the end of the day, Denver is a superior team, superior coach. And you just saw it on the last play.
Pause, because I'm gonna give it to you, but I just wanted to add on to what he just said. That's the difference between Malone and Ham, because Austin Reeves was dang near shooting 50% from 3, and he didn't touch the rock.
Well,
and he was a couple times he was open, and they didn't find him.
Yeah, well, they did.
When the time they did, he bang one in to cut it to 3.
The thing is that the action that they had, generally what they do is the inbounders could be your secondary option off LeBron.
Yes.
Well, if you watch that last play, they actually should have had AD inbounds the ball because he didn't want to shoot. AD was wide open.
He was standing out.
He was about 40 feet.
Yeah.
But if that's Austin Reeves, he's going to keep rotating, and he's actually a kick out to, like you say, a butt naked 3 for him, which is essentially like a free throw for him. Now, if he makes it, he makes it. That's where Ham needs to get a little bit better.
Yeah.
But then they also have to get better. They got to do something with AD. Like who was it? George Foster was talking about it. So LeBron has that it.
Yep.
Joker has that it.
Yep.
Jamal Murray is starting to show he has that it.
He's got it.
Anthony Davis, and here's the difference between Joker and Anthony Davis. So Joker goes to that NBA. You see, you got your draft comment. He goes there. He's second round pick, right?
Looks like he has no lift, just slow.
A paper vertical, just barely over a sheet of paper. Probably doesn't win the 60-yard whatever sprints, and all quickness, right?
Ain't showing nothing on the combine,
right? But he has that it though. He has that, but he has the love for basketball. He plays with a passion. It's infectious. He's a leader. He's accountable. He
Grew up
holds
playing
everybody
team basketball overseas.
And then you got Anthony Davis that he goes to the combine, can handle the ball. Used to be a point guard. He grew 7 inches, but he doesn't have their internal fortitude. It should be the internal fortitude to be great. And he never will get it. He showed glimpses of it when they were in the bubble, but then after you really see where somebody's at.
Well, there's the difference between in the bubble. You're right, Jay. Because in the bubble, you're stuck in a place. You don't have any outside distractions.
No distractions.
It's
all
different.
Well, no, but here's where the biggest difference is, Strick. He hadn't won a championship yet. Right?
Yeah.
So you tell a lot more about a person when they come to stardom. You can even go back to people that used to work here. When you come into some sort of what you view as success, and a lot of times it's a lot of money and stardom, because LeBron's always going to do it. Like it's rinse and repeat with LeBron. He's going to play good all the time. He's going to play special. But then Anthony Davis looked like he was taking that next step. It looked like the trade was worth it.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the baton was going to be passed
to him.
That success, he's starting to, but then you show up to training camp,
he dropped the
baton. Out of shape. He didn't even drop the baton. He ran away from it. So
can you picture it though? They trying to pass the baton. He's like,
but when you go back though, Strick, right? When you go back to that, when they beat Denver, he punked Joker. He destroyed Joker. He beat Joker at running up and down the court. When you watch Anthony Davis run that thing up, run up and down the court, bro,
there's no way Joker should be beating him.
Listen, I ain't a fleet of foot right now. He looks slower than me out there.
I'm gonna be joking.
Well, no, I'm talking about Anthony Davis.
Oh yeah,
he's jogging back.
I told you that yesterday.
And then like his
passing the defense to somebody else.
He's working harder and not doing anything on defensive end than actually working to play defense. And that's just what happened. It was the Lakers just ran out of gas because he never got it. You know it's strict. There's been games like, all right, first, second quarter, you just don't got it, right?
Yeah.
Then you see somebody going off, right? Or somebody's having a good game.
Yeah.
Then you like, that gives you juice.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis looked over like he ready, like 1, 2, 3, can't go.
He was ready. You can see it on the bench.
Because
there was one time LeBron was trying to, he was in a hype mode. Right. He was trying to give some direction. AD was just sitting there with his head kind of
he checked out. But guess what's AD is going to be upset with? When he gets that call from Jeannie Buss or Rob Pelinka or Magic or somebody, he say, hey, bro, hey, because how Magic gonna call him. Hey, AD, this the Magic man. Yeah, what's up, Magic? Hey, your flight leave at 2. Hey,
we just traded you.
We just traded you. Where to? San Antonio. Right? Then he's gonna be salty, and then he's gonna realize what he has. I'm serious.
Right.
And I'm telling you, because if you didn't see it, there you go. You got brothers up in here singing. But also, you talk about a tweet. There was a tweet already. The season just ended last night.
Trash.
They talked about there's already been internal discussions within the Lakers organization about getting Trae Young. Already.
I saw that last night.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw it this morning.
I saw it last night.
So then you ain't be able to keep AD and bring in Trae Young.
No.
D. Russell, I don't know if you bought it. I don't know if you got it. I don't know if you
Derrick Russell, AD, and you can't.
You gotta probably give up Lonnie. They've got basically everybody almost. You got Hachimura. You've got to get rid of Beasley.
Give up
Beasley.
Beasley.
You give up Beasley.
AD and your boy
Russell.
For Trae Young.
Send him right down there. Yeah.
To Atlanta.
And keep Hachimura.
You got to keep Hachimura and Reeves. You got to keep them too.
Yeah.
You have to.
Well, if you keep them, then I think that's a transition to Young. But I think we think that LeBron is making a leverage play because he wants to get
another star to carry through the regular season.
Irving or
you ain't got enough money for that.
Listen,
you find it for LeBron. You find it.
I think
you can package.
But did you hear?
Listen, I think LeBron, quiet as kept. And here's the thing: when it's the first year LeBron isn't quote unquote the GM, and he's seeing out there. Listen, when you 38 years old and you have 40 points in a triple double, and you looking over another dude making $40 million. Not only when he said I'm contemplating retiring, he ain't retiring.
No, he ain't retiring.
You want to know why? Because he just said I'm better than 95.
It's a leverage.
LeBron be like, hey.
I'm getting leverage back.
Well, hey, you better do something. Or
that's what's
see
happening.
All these people over here, these superstars that came tonight, they ain't come to see AD. They came to see Bron.
There it is. Old school. They'll be next. We'll be at Cedars tomorrow, everybody, from 6 to 6. Well, basically when old school's over. See you tomorrow. Peace. We're out of here.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans, begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Dive into good times and great savings when you take advantage of the above-ground swimming pool sale happening now at Bonzal Pool & Spa. All in-stock swimming pools are 50% off through the end of May while supplies last. You don't want to miss out on this hot deal. Visit our showroom at 33rd and Pioneers today. Learn more about the promotion at bonzalpool.com. Bonzal Pool & Spa, every day made better.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times